Welcome to the English Talk Show. I am Rex, and this is where we learn English together through real stories and lots of fun.
And I am Melissa. Hello, everyone. We are so glad you are here. Welcome. You are in the right place.
On this show, we use stories to teach English. Stories are easy to remember. The words stay in your mind longer.
Today's story is called My First Business Trip Abroad. It is about traveling to another country for work and using English the whole time.
You will learn airport words, hotel words, and phrases for a real business meeting.
We will go slowly. If you do not understand, just listen again. Okay, Rex? Let us start the story.
Here's our storyteller. Listen carefully.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I am a project manager at a technology company. One day, my boss called me into her office. She smiled and said, "Sarah, you have a business trip. You are going to London." I could not believe it. London. I was very excited, but I was also a little nervous. It was my first time traveling abroad for work. Abroad means to another country. I had a lot to prepare. I packed my clothes, my laptop, and my work documents. Everything you pack for a trip is called luggage. I packed 2 bags, 2 pieces of luggage. On the morning of my flight, I woke up very early. I took a taxi to the airport. It was big and very busy, but I stayed calm. I went straight to the check-in desk. To check in means to tell the airline you are ready to travel. I walked to the check-in desk, a long counter where airline workers help passengers. A passenger is a person who travels on a plane. I showed my passport and the worker checked my booking on her computer. She took my big bag. When you give your bag to the airline, it travels under the plane. You do not carry it with you. Then she handed me a very important piece of paper, my boarding pass. A boarding pass is your ticket to get on the airplane. It shows your name, your flight number, your seat number, and your departure gate. Without a boarding pass, you cannot board the plane. I held mine tightly and smiled. I was really going to London.
Sarah has her boarding pass. Let us pause here for our first pause and learn moment.
Word 1, luggage, luggage, your bags and suitcases for a trip. Example, I have 2 pieces of luggage. Remember, it say pieces of luggage, not luggages.
Word 2, check in. You go to the airport desk, show your passport, and give your bag to the airline. Example, I checked in and got my boarding pass.
Word 3, boarding pass, your ticket to get on the plane with all your flight information. Example, please show your boarding pass at the gate.
Great! Luggage, check in, boarding pass.
Those are our first 3 words. Well done, everyone.
Now let us go back to Sarah. She has her boarding pass. What happens next at the airport?
Let us find out.
After checking in, I went through security. Security is where officers check your bags with special machines to make sure everything is safe. Then I looked for my departure gate. A departure gate is the place in the airport where you wait for your specific flight. My boarding pass said Gate 14. I found it and sat down. About an hour later, the announcement came. Flight to London is now boarding. Boarding means it is time to get on the plane. I showed my boarding pass, walked onto the aircraft, found my seat, and put my small bag in the overhead compartment, the storage space above the seats. I took a deep breath. My adventure was beginning.
Sarah is on the plane. Let us do our second pause and learn moment.
Word 1, departure gate, departure gate, where you wait for your specific flight. Example, my departure gate is Gate 14.
Word 2, security. The area where officers check your bags for safety. Example, I went through security before going to my gate.
Word 3, boarding. When the announcement says now boarding, it is time to get on the plane. Example, boarding begins 30 minutes before the flight. Word 4, overhead compartment. The storage space above your seat on the airplane. Example, please put your bag in the overhead compartment.
Departure gate, security, boarding, overhead compartment. Say them all. Now, Sarah has landed in London. Let us find out what happens next.
The flight to London was about 11 hours long. I watched a movie, ate my meal, and tried to sleep. When the pilot announced our landing, I looked out the window. Green fields. A gray sky, England. We landed at Heathrow Airport. I walked through the terminal, following the signs to immigration. Immigration is where officers check your passport when you enter a new country. Immigration. It is an important word. The immigration officers want to know who you are, where you are from, and why you are visiting. I joined the queue, a line of people waiting. I waited patiently. When it was my turn, the officer looked at my passport carefully. Then he looked at me and asked, "What is the purpose of your visit?" That means, "Why are you here?" I said clearly and calmly, "Business." One simple word. The officer nodded, stamped my passport, and said, "Welcome to the United Kingdom." I smiled and said, "Thank you." After immigration, I went through customs. Customs is where officers check what you are bringing into the country. Customs. Customs. Officers make sure you are not carrying anything that is not allowed. At customs, there are usually two channels. A green channel if you have nothing to declare, and a red channel if you have something to declare. I had nothing unusual, so I walked through the green channel. My bags passed through easily. Then I went to the baggage claim area, where you wait to collect your checked luggage. There was a big moving belt called a carousel. I watched the bags go around and around, then I saw my bag. I grabbed it. I had all my luggage. I walked out of the airport, found the taxi rank, and got into a black London taxi. The driver said, "Where to, love?" A very British way to ask where you are going. I said, "The Grand Central Hotel, please." And we drove into the city of London.
Sarah made it to London. Time for our third pause and learn moment.
Word 1, immigration. Immigration, where officers check your passport when entering a country. Example, I waited in the immigration queue.
Word 2, customs, where officers check what you are bringing into the country. Example, my bag passed through customs easily.
Word 3, baggage claim, where you collect your checked luggage after your flight. Example, I found my suitcase at the baggage claim.
And the key phrase is, purpose of visit. An officer will ask, what is the purpose of your visit? Answer simply, business or tourism. Immigration, customs, baggage claim, purpose of visit. Great work.
Now Sarah is heading to her hotel. Let us find out what happens when she arrives.
The taxi stopped at the Grand Central Hotel. The lobby was warm and elegant, with beautiful flowers and soft music. I felt relaxed immediately. I walked to the front desk, the reception area where you check in and get your room key. A friendly woman stood there, smiling. I said, "Hello, I have a reservation. My name is Sarah Chen." A reservation is your booking, the place you saved in advance. She typed my name into her computer and said, "Welcome, Ms. Chen. We have you in room 412. Here is your room key." She handed me a key card, a plastic card that opens your hotel room door. I asked, "Could I ask about the amenities?" Amenities are the things available in the hotel that guests can use, like the gym, the swimming pool, the restaurant, and the Wi-Fi. She explained everything clearly. Then I went to speak to the concierge. The concierge is a special hotel staff member who helps guests with information and special requests, like booking restaurants or giving directions. I asked him for a restaurant recommendation, and he suggested a wonderful Italian place nearby. I went up to my room, looked out at the London skyline, and smiled. Tomorrow was my big meeting.
Sarah is in her hotel. Time for our fourth pause and learn moment. Hotel words.
Word 1, reservation, your booking, a safe place at a hotel or restaurant. Example, I have a reservation. My name is Sarah Chen. Word 2, front desk, the reception area where you check in at a hotel. Example, I went to the front desk to get my room key.
Word 3 is room key, the card that opens your hotel room door. Example, here is your room key. Word 4 is amenities, the facilities at the hotel. Gym, pool, Wi-Fi, restaurant. Example, the hotel has great amenities. Word 5, concierge, the helpful hotel staff member for information and requests. Example, I asked the concierge for a recommendation. Reservation, front desk, room key, amenities, concierge. Excellent.
We have learned airport and hotel words. Now comes the exciting part, the business meeting. Let us go back to Sarah.
The next morning, I woke up early, had a good breakfast, and took a taxi to the TechCorp London office. It was a modern glass building in the center of the city. I walked inside and was welcomed by James, a senior manager. He shook my hand and said, "Good morning. You must be Sarah. Welcome to London." I met my 5 British colleagues and introduced myself clearly. "Hello, my name is Sarah Chen. I am a project manager at TechCorp. I am very pleased to meet you." Everyone was warm and friendly. Then we exchanged business cards. A business card is a small card with your name, your job title, your company, and your contact information. I gave each person a card and said, "Here's my business card. My job title is project manager. That is the name of my position at work." We went into the meeting room. There was a large table, chairs, and a screen. James stood up and said, "Good morning, everyone. Let us get started." That phrase means it is time to begin. You will hear it in almost every meeting. The meeting was about a new product launch. At one point, I did not understand something James said. I raised my hand and said politely, "I am sorry. Could you repeat that, please?" That is the right thing to say when you need something repeated. James smiled and said, "Of course." He repeated it slowly and clearly. Later, I wanted to share an idea. I waited for the right moment, then said, "Excuse me, I would like to add something." Everyone listened. James said my idea was excellent. At the end of the meeting, he said, "To summarize, we have agreed on 3 things." To summarize means to give a short review of the main points. The meeting ended. I felt very proud. I had communicated in English in a real business meeting in a foreign country. I had done it.
What a great meeting! Time for our 5th pause and learn moment, business words and phrases.
Word 1, business card. A small card with your name, company, job title, and contact details. Example, here is my business card. Word 2, job title. The name of your position at work. Example, my job title is project manager.
Let us go over the 4 meeting phrases. 1 is, let us get started, which means to begin a meeting. 2 is, could you repeat that, please? Which means when you need something said again. 3 is, I would like to add something, which means when you want to speak. 4 is, to summarize, which means to review the main points at the end.
Time for our vocabulary recap. Let us go through every word quickly. Airport words, luggage, your bags. Check-in, registering at the airport desk. Boarding pass, your ticket to board the plane. Departure gate, where you wait for your flight. Security, where bags are checked for safety. Boarding, time to get on the plane. Immigration, passport check when entering a country. Customs, checking what you bring into the country. Baggage claim, where you collect your luggage after landing.
Hotel words. Reservation, your booking. Front desk, the hotel reception. Room key, opens your room door. Amenities, the hotel facilities. Concierge, the helpful hotel staff member. Business words. Business card, your professional contact card. Job title, your position at work. And our 4 phrases. Let us get started. Practice these words. Say them out loud. Write them down. Use them in a sentence. The best way to learn English is to use it, even if you make mistakes. Every mistake helps you grow. You are doing so well. We are proud of you.
That is all for today's episode of the English Talk Show. We followed Sarah from the airport all the way to her London business meeting. You learned over 20 words and phrases today. That is incredible.
Share this episode with a friend learning English and come back next week for a new story. Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep learning. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. This is Rex. Thank you for learning with us. See you next time on the English Talk Show.